All right, missing the first slide. Before we start, how many of you guys have heard about Ocean Protocol before? Okay, that's not bad. How many of you actually knows what it does? Ooh, okay. How many of you guys are building on Ocean? I got you there. Okay. So, quick intro. We're going to go through the what is Ocean, why Ocean, and how you guys can get involved. The Ocean team started in 2013 with the concept of inscribing IP on-chain. And we started with the first NFTs on Bitcoin via Ascribe. Now, it's all about IP management. And what IP management means is essentially a mixture between IP ownership and transfership, but also access to IP. So if we're taking the example of music, you got a record label, you produce albums, and that's your IP, but then you have distribution channels, which are CDs and Shopify, etc. So the way that we started in 2017 with Ocean Protocol was essentially via a decentralized data marketplace, allowing big holders of data to share data in a privacy-preserving way. And you can think of data as a simple CSV file, but you can also think of data as music, as a report, a Messari report, or anything else that actually has tangible value. So why are we doing this, and why do we start with a decentralized data marketplace? Current data economy is, in Web 2 is very centralized. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to leverage on a peer-to-peer network to allow for data to be equally owned across networks, but also benefit from data provenance and smart contracts technology. So this is a typical user journey of Web 2 data, particularly when it comes to apps and products. The user logs in, and the data goes into a centralized database, which is being orchestrated and used for different reasons. Best case scenario, the user get free services. Worst case scenario, user get hacks, spammy emails, and so on and so forth. So then, what does Web 3 do? So this is what Web 3 looks like. Now, it looks very complicated, but let's go through it. The data of the user doesn't go anywhere, really, apart from the user wallet. So you got the user wallet, and then with the data collected within your own wallet, you don't really do much about it. But what you can do is you can aggregate all that data into a data pool. So you guys have heard about liquidity pools. Now think of the same concept applied to data. And now when you have 1 million of users of a dApp aggregating data with privacy-preserving tooling, you have a data pool that can be shared with individual organizations, and then the revenue can be orchestrated via smart contracts. And that's why you're splitting, $100 of revenue, you're splitting across different participants in the network. And you have the user that is being remunerated with tokens, and then you have data unions that are sharing that data. How does this work? Okay, so imagine NFTs. By the way, the level of innovation between yesterday and today is absolutely crazy. I loved all the presentation that were here on stage. A lot of talks about NFTs. I need to support them and also add a bit of pieces there. The way that we use data NFTs are obviously through using metadata. So again, NFTs as containers where you can contain either data itself, depending on the sites, but also you can contain the access to the data, the rights to use it. And so that data can be stored on-chain via Arweave or other networks. But then you also have data tokens. And now think about token gating. The simplest token gating that we know is Collablan. You have the NFT, you can access the Discord server. You don't have the NFT, you don't access. Now we take this to another level. Going back to the music example, the song is the IP, right? The album is the IP. Now, if you mint that IP on-chain through a data NFT, what you can then do is you can create multiple access licenses to it. So every time you mint a data NFT, you also have the chance to mint thousands, millions, infinite data tokens attached to it. And so it's what we call advanced data token gating. You can sell that music for $1, you can sell that for $1,000, you can sell it for 1 day, for a week, and so it kind of allows for orchestrating the way that you access IP. Now, music can be an example, but if you think about what you can do with this stuff is you're creating an event, like any event. You mint an event via a data NFT, and then you can create all the tickets around it. You can create thousands of tickets to participate to that event on-chain, and what it allows for a secondary market to be created. So think about a data token exchange where you have all these Ticketmaster NFT or Ticketmaster tickets that are being sold with a lot of scams as well. And if you convert them on-chain products, what you do is you're actually allowing for data tokens exchanges to be created, right? And so people start trading data tokens. But how does this work? Now, privacy-preserving features are not necessarily useful when it comes to a ticketing app, but it may be useful for data scientists that are creating algorithms for trading. And I'll give you an example. What if we have thousands, millions of data scientists that are creating really powerful trading algorithms? And obviously, it's a lot of alpha in the data, but it's also a lot of alpha in the algorithm itself. But what if one way to make money was not only to run that algorithm for profit, but would also be like a eToro-like, where you have trading influencers that are creating trading strategies. You can see the profit or the loss, and then you can pick, as a retail investor, you can pick the trading strategy that you want. Now, to access that trading strategy, you need privacy, right? The owner of that trading strategy doesn't want you to see it, but he just wants you to use it. And so you have royalties connected to it. And so every time someone uses your trading strategy, what you do is you get a cut out of it. So core components of how we're kind of unlocking this data economy: IP ownership management, right? So that's a data NFT that we mentioned. We have data token gating IP access through data tokens. We have compute to data if you need privacy features, right? So you bring computation over the data remains on-premise into your wallet, but you're allowing algorithms to run on top of it to get insights. And then we have data pools, or data unions, right? Conglomerate of data wallets that are bringing the efforts together to be shared at some point for incentives. So, in the beginning, I asked how many of you guys were building on Ocean, and the answer was very little. I think I saw 2, 3 hands. Well, that's the reason, because we focus a lot on data marketplaces, right? But we focus a lot on enterprises. We've done a really good job. We have partners like Mercedes and Gaia X, which is a pan-European initiative. And now it's time for us to really focus on you guys, on the Web3 developer community. And that's why we're developing a developer hub with a lot of developer toolkits for those of you that want to spin up a data dApp in half an hour, an hour. So there's different ways to engage. For those more technical, there's obviously the chance to operate at a smart contract level. Everything is open source. And for those of you that are just getting started, we have different libraries. Specifically now, I'm talking about the JavaScript library, but we also have Python library for data scientists and so on and so forth. But we also have templates and scaffolding. So what you see here is, let's say you find a really good product that may be similar, and actually have a bounty for you guys later, so stick around. But say you just want to fork a scaffolding and build your own similar version of it, just different with different business logics. You can simply fork it and then adjust it. And then we also support with funding for those of you that are, have a viable product and are looking to be sponsored. We offer that too. So what does a data marketplace look like? This, in simple as this. So what you do is, you guys can go on oceanprotocol.com. There's a marketplace link, or you can go into GitHub. What you see is you can have a description, you can download a sample, you can set a price per day, per hour, per week, and then you see the price here. Now, there's about 30% of the total smart contract capability into this product, but for the full functionalities, you guys can also check GitHub. And, oops, this is going back. Last but not least, I'm really trying to challenge you guys to scan the QR code, read the developer challenge that we have right now. It's only for you guys, by the way. So for those of you here that want to participate, go on and scan it. The idea is we're trying to get the best data marketplace for AI in place, right? You got 30 days to participate. You can get $1,000 out of it. Whether you're a developer or you have friends that are developers, you can also split the cost 50-50. But go on, share it. And if you want to participate and ask questions, here's my email, my Telegram. And part of what you'll see in the forum is just get into Discord, and then we'll help you from there. Thanks.